Let me tell you about yesterday. Well, maybe not yesterday, but it feels like yesterday. Let's go back to my 5th grade year when I was about yay tall, about 10 years old, when I woke up that one morning at 6 a.m. Me and my sister got ready to go to school, my mom got ready to go to work, and my dad got ready to take us all where we needed to go. It was like any other morning, except this morning my parents started arguing right from the start of the morning. And so today kind of felt different though. There was this negative vibe going throughout the whole house. I didn't like it, but I didn't think anything of it. So after the argument, my dad got his stuff and waited for us in the car. So me, my sister, my mom, as soon as we got done getting dressed, we went to the car. Me and my sister got in the back of the car as usual, but this time my mom sat in the back of the car with us, which was so weird. I mean, does anyone else's mom sit in the back of the car with you guys? I thought so. So we started driving, and right away they got into another heated argument. And the Bluetooth speaker made it to the back. My dad's glasses flew back and forth all while driving. And me and my sister were just bawling out crying, confused on what was going on. And so once we made it to my mom's job, my mom refused to get off. And so my dad decided to just keep driving. And once we made it to me and my little sister's school, me and my sister got off, and my mom got off with us. I didn't really know what to say at the time, but I knew I needed to say something to calm the situation down. So I told her everything will be okay. So I called the police. We didn't end up going to school that day. Fast forward, my dad moved out. My parents got a divorce. It was the ending of my 5th grade year, and I thought to myself all summer, I did this, or I could have done something to change this. All I did was sit in that car crying like a baby. And soon, after things started settling down, I started writing my thoughts and emotions on the Notepad app on my iPod. And after all, this method of coping had way more power than I'd ever imagined. According to Harvard Health Publishing, this method of coping relieves stress and all in all calm you down. And as a 5th grader, I learned 3 ways of coping, and today I want to show you the 3 hows I learned as a 5th grader. 1, how I perceive situations. 2, how I handle situations. And 3, how I involve myself in situations. 1, how I perceive situations. The divorce wasn't my fault. It wasn't anybody's fault. That just in life, sometimes love doesn't stay as strong as it used to be, and that's okay. And something interesting is 4 out of 10 families get divorced. 4 out of 10 families get separated. 4 times out of 10, the same thing that happened to me happens all the time. This is alarming. This is not okay. 2nd, how I handle situations. Instead of acting out and yelling upon the whole situation going on, I wrote and learned to just be completely honest in my notes and just to let everything out in my notes. I feel like I was lucky on how I learned things because kids, even adults, don't ever get the chance to learn that you can't always control the outcome of every situation. And sometimes it's just out of your reach, and that's okay. And so also, instead of being angry at my parents for arguing at each other, I just try to be there for my parents as much as possible. Yeah. So 3rd, finally, how to involve myself in situations. I try to be the peacemaker in my situation, which is why I took the initiative to let my mom know that everything will be okay. And then I called the police. So, you know how I didn't try to be the police in this situation? Sometimes you need to understand that you shouldn't have the responsibility to being the police in every situation. Sometimes that responsibility isn't always yours, and that's okay. And now, 7 years later, I still use that method of coping, and I still focus on how I perceive, how I involve myself, and how I handle situations. And now all I have to ask you today is, how will you perceive your situations? Now, are you really smarter than a 5th grader? Thank you.